Hello everybody, welcome back to the Truly Clan. This is Twinkle back to you with another video. So this is kind of in a way staying with Current Clan, in a way it's more of a direct follow to what I said in a previous episode of Staying Current Clan. So I mentioned in what was the supposed second episode of that series that we're gonna have a bit of a freeze when it comes to making Cardfight, Vanguard, Weiss Schwarz, and Rebirth for You content, the other mainstays of the Bushiroad trading card game umbrella. As you could tell, again, Rika and kind of myself included, we've been making more videos kind of more focused on the newest Shadowverse Evolve in collaboration with Side Games. Yes, we're very excited about that game. We're very glad to see that our local scenes for that game are currently pretty robust for what it's worth. We're able to get a solid number of players, we're able to get consistent showings for the number of people who come out and play across both regular weeklies and the currently sporadic Shadowverse Evolve Championship Showdown events. That's great and all. Now, I do want to go ahead and confess as to why we are not going to be making as much content for the other three card games, so Cardfight, Vanguard, Weiss Schwarz, and Rebirth for You. So, Cardfight Vanguard. As for myself in particular, while I still enjoy the game to some degree, I simply don't have the time to commit towards attending events for that game on the local level. They are either just don't work with my schedule or they directly conflict with Shadowverse Evolve events I would rather go to for the time being. So there's that going on. On top of that, there's just not too many things I want to really build or switch up in Cardfight Vanguard in any of the three formats of Standard, V-Premium, or Premium. Now, of course, we still have our competitive divisions members continue to participate in Bushiroad Championship Series coming up. Bushiroad Rumble Online is apparently still going on. They just kind of did this whole start in March, but not going to really finish until September sort of deal for two of the three Cardfight Vanguard formats. I believe a Standard and Premium coming up. So there'll be some stuff going on there at the very bare minimum. As for Weiss Schwarz, it's a similar story as with Cardfight Vanguard. Either the places I do have that are holding tournaments are just either they're in direct conflict with my schedule in general, or they're very way out of the way to get to. I would much prefer not to have to travel 90 plus minutes one way to get to a Weiss Schwarz locally. Also requires me to take probably like X things of transit. I'm okay going to Center Stage Games up in Pittsburgh, California, because it's simply a metro ride, walk about 10 to 15 minutes, boom, I'm there. Very simple. Now, speaking of that story, we are trying to do what we can to get a Weiss Schwarz scene rolling, but it's been a little difficult because one, it's currently the summer, two, we've noticed that there's this trend of players will come if something released recently that they really want to play and build decks and take those out for spins. Then after that, honeymoon period ends, which is usually about 2 months at most. Don't quote me on that. You just kind of go, you know what? I'm kind of wiced out for the time being. I'll go and go to my other hobbies or what have you, or schedules change and they go, okay, well, I have to work on Saturdays, or I got other things I gotta do on Saturdays. You know, that's not usually the day that we would try to get a Weiss Schwarz thing popping up. And now, as for that area, the Tri-Valley, Center Stage Games, Games of Concord, Games of Martinez, they're all supposedly trying to do Saturday afternoon Shadowverse Evolve events, so that's going to possibly cut into the possibility of us being able to run a Weiss Schwarz local scene consistently at Center Stage Games, which would normally try to hold it at 4 p.m. on Saturdays. especially after we did a poll asking what would people prefer. We used to do 1 p.m., now we do 4 p.m. And now as a result of that, we have this conflict, against the Congress train. We want to run Shadowverse Evolve events at 3:30 p.m. This should be after center stage games is done with their Shadowverse Evolve tournament at 1 p.m. Because my kids is supposed to be going for a 5 p.m. sort of deal. Again, these are all supposedly within a similar area. Should not be in direct conflict with the other San Francisco Bay Area shops that we have lying around, but I digress. So, on top of that, we just also don't have, pretty much for Cardfight, Vanguard, and Weiss Schwarz, there's not a lot of good opportunities for myself to really play and do stuff with. Also with Weiss Schwarz, I'm very, 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 very picky when it comes to what I feel like building. I don't feel like running videos through just deck log and doing deck profiles by doing it that way. I think really sound too fun, and not so much that we could really do about that. I just prefer that I build things in Weiss Schwarz that I really, 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 really get excited for. So, you want to check those out? We do have some more of those things there. Feel free to comment below if you want to see me explore other things in that title, perhaps. Moving from there, probably should have surprised absolutely no one. Rebirth for You. The game released during a time where it was simply all but impossible to play card games in person with. So local scenes simply couldn't really pop up to facilitate that game. Makes total sense. When the local government says, hey, y'all can't congregate and hang out and hold any sort of event between non-family members, we should probably not do that. On top of that, there wasn't really a wide enough interest, coming out of said restrictions to commit towards facilitating local scenes for the game. Sure, people saw, big titles like Hololive, Toho, Azure Lane, Licorice Recoil, and so on all pop into Rebirth for You. But some of these also popped into Weiss Schwarz, which is considered more popular, more stable, more worth the time and money. So people ended up who wanted to get into those titles in Rebirth for You most likely exited to move back over to Weiss Schwarz, especially since a fair number of Rebirth for You players also happen to play Weiss Schwarz. It's kind of a Clash of Universes card game in a much simpler form with very different deck building and gameplay mechanics. Fair enough. And because of that lack of local scene, there's just really not any real motivation to go out there and explore different decks and just kind of like mess around with different deck concepts and gameplay strategies and what have you. Like, yes, we want to be, or I would like to see the game take off in some way, but the logistics are stacked against it, as far as I can tell. On top of that, just like with Weiss Schwarz, I'm also picky about what I want to build in Rebirth for You. I have toyed around with some titles and I go, I could build this, but why am I building what seems to me a more boring or less entertaining version of a deck I already have, sort of deal. The Rebirth for You card design can sometimes feel a little too linear or too converging towards a small number of strategies, and that doesn't make for a very fun thing to talk about in video form, so to say. But that's just how I see things there. So, all in all, that's part of the reason why we just can't really go out there, we can't really bring ourselves to make content for these other Bushiroad cards. So again, these are all products that we like to some degree. It's just more of nothing really allows us to say things that are really fresh on the menu, so to say. We don't really feel like we have much to really offer in the realm of these three games, especially when the former two Cardfight, Vanguard, and Weiss Schwarz have very robust content creation scenes as it stands, and those are clearly run by people who engage with the game far more frequently than any of us here on the clan do. So we're not going to pretend that we belong, sort of deal. And Rebirth for you, well, it's just more of where's the real infrastructure to really get things rolling on top of, is there much to really talk about? Has it already been explored or experimented with to begin with, sort of deal. So that is going to be that for us, like a little follow-up to a previous staying current with the clan video. So I hope you all enjoyed listening to what I had to say here, and feel free to leave some comments below about if you actually want to see us commit to these 3 games in some way that other people might not have, that we just haven't really thought about. Leave them below. We would much appreciate it, and continue to embrace the darkness, and we'll catch you all over in the next video. Bye bye.